Welcome, World of Warcraft. Yes, good thing I don't edit, otherwise you would have missed that. Welcome, World of Warcraft fans, to another episode of Casual Encounters. This is episode 19.1, and today, what am I going to do? I got in the beta, so that's cool. I got in the beta, and so it's pretty crazy. I'll hop on there in a minute just to sort of show you sort of like what's happening. Like it's like it's beta. I mean, actually, I would still say it's alpha because I've done betas before. I've done the Mr. Pandaria one just like pretty much everybody could. I did Cataclysm as well. And this is weird. There's like so many phasing problems, it's unbelievable. But, well, not really sure if they're phasing problems or if they're like just weird disconnects. It's like sometimes you get outright disconnected, and sometimes you get crashes, which is totally normal. But then there's other times where you don't get disconnected and you don't crash, but you just sort of, everything around you disappears. So like you have like the land and the buildings, but all the NPCs, all the quest givers, whatever, mailboxes, all that stuff, they just disappear. So that's interesting enough. Sometimes could be fighting something, and it'll like the mob will just disappear, and then I'll be able to fight it still. I'll just so far I've just been playing on my druid, and I'm guardian, and I just copied over my my other druid from the game. That was another thing. I tried to copy my paladin, but I couldn't. So that's kind of weird. A lot of people are having trouble with their mains. Now I don't know if I want to call her my main. I don't, Power Shift has always been my main, my druid. But I have been playing her a little more often lately just because I've been trying to really just gear her up and stuff. So she's sort of the one I've been playing the most. So I guess she's sort of like my main at the moment. And it just seems that everybody's having trouble copying over their mains. So that's kind of weird. Alright. Let's go and see if I can show you anything that might be worth seeing. Alright, so here's my, now you can see if you're used to night elves, you can kind of tell that, I think this hair is new. Like, I don't know, I mean, obviously you'd probably need to have seen these often to like notice, but since since this is actually my character, I kind of noticed that, she looks different. So her face is definitely more defined. That's kind of cool. She seems to have some little extra hair here, which is cool. Looks nice. I don't mind at all. The rest is my transmog gear, just, nothing really different there. So, I'm going to try copying my... So this is like the new, if you haven't seen it yet, this is like the new way that you copy characters. It's actually really nice. It's so much easier than the old way. The only problem is when I try to click on my paladin, it says copy failed. Now I did my druid and I did my mage without any issues, and that's pretty much the story for pretty much everybody. most people, it's mains. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go into this just to give you a little, just to show you a little bit of how it's working. Interesting stuff. If I load in. Because that could be another issue. I might not just be able to load in at all, so. It's 3:45 in the afternoon. I just came back. I had a swim. It's pretty warm outside. And then I realized I hadn't eaten anything today, so decided to come in and grab some trail mix. It's trail mix with Smarties in it or something, so it's pretty good. I didn't want to eat anything really big because I'd kind of probably ruin my supper. And I could use another coffee. So, well, I really wanted to show this to you, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So, what else can I say about the beta? I mean, honestly, I find the quest stuff is pretty good. Like, there's definitely none of that go kill so many of these. I mean, they exist. Don't get me wrong. Kill so many of these, so many of that, but they're like these bonus objective type things. Like, you'll go into an area and they'll just sort of pop up. Hey, you know, go kill so many of these or so many of that. And basically, I think I did one. But for the most part, I just skipped them. Oh, look at that. World server's down. Let's try again. Maybe we'll get lucky. Actually, that's why we ended up leaving, because the world server was down. Maybe it's going to be down for a long time. I don't know. But, so, right. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, so it's very story-driven, which is cool. I like that. I like the idea. You go from there to there. I know a lot of people complain about linear questing and all that stuff, and it's not that linear. It is linear, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. When it's sort of story-driven, I don't find it that bad. And, you know, I don't know. It's hard to tell. And then, so you have, like, the storyline. You go through it. You got these off-quests that you can do if you want to or not. I assume you can always go back and do them if you felt like you don't have enough XP to move on to the next zone or something. So far, it hasn't been an issue. Because, well, I've only been in one zone, so I don't know. I'm already leveled twice. I still seem to be at the beginning, so I don't know. Oh, man. I really want to show you this stuff today, but oh well. I'll just explain. Like I said, I'll explain it a little bit, and what can I tell you? What else? Yeah, just a lot of glitches, I guess. But that's beta. You can't help that. It's like, it's just so weird. I wish I could show it to you. Maybe another time. I'll get back on and maybe show some clips or something. World server's down. Goody. So, I'll try to get, if I get back in, I'll. So yeah, what else can I say about it? A lot of nice stuff. Obviously, a lot of nice Draeneic architecture, and the scenery's nice. It's very lush and green so far. Being in Shadowmoon Valley, honestly, I don't. They've made it in such a way that it's not dark. Like, I guess that's what a lot of people's concerns were, that it was going to be dark. And it doesn't seem to be dark. So, I'm not having any issues with that at all. It just seems just right. So I'm not connecting to this game, am I? I think the beta's down. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about what's happening. I'm when I'm on, I'm not really doing it on a regular schedule or anything, but you can check out my Twitch channel. It's well, basically whatever, www.twitch.tv/wow on my mind. I got a link to it on my in my about thing on the YouTube channel. So when I play, I tend to stream it, just that way anybody could see what's going on. And I have a couple of guild members that'll take a peek at it sometimes while I'm playing it. And so yeah, the world server's still down, so we're not getting in today, but I just wanted to come on and just tell you a little bit about how it's going. Oh, I guess I should talk a little bit about garrisons, huh? So garrisons, we went in there right away. It was pretty much one of the first after. Well, we did this portal thing. We did a few quests to stop the portal, and then we went over to do the garrison stuff. And it's pretty simple. You chop down some trees. Oh, sorry, you mark trees. You mark trees so that the lumberjacks can come and take them down. And you go and collect wood and whatever. You collect supplies and yeah, you build a barracks. You get a blueprint that's hanging around, and you do that, and you get a barracks. Then you get a quest to get a follower, so you go get her, and then she's your follower, and then you send her on quests. And then one of the quests, missions. You send her on missions, and then one of the missions, well, one of the rewards is, I guess, to get another one, and then there's another quest you do down the line, and you get to choose between like I guess this one's like a rogue, a warrior, and like a tank, a paladin tank type thing as another follower. So I mean, it's a simple concept. I mean, you do kind of feel sometimes like you don't want to miss out on getting your next mission, so you kind of always want to go back to your garrison like every half hour to complete your mission. Well, your missions are complete. You get a message saying that your mission's complete, but then you got to go back and then to send off the next mission. So if the garrisons sort of do become like this sort of mandatory thing, and the missions become, if the missions are always like half an hour, I mean, half an hour is not bad. I mean, if anybody who plays Star Wars, you'll know they're like, could be like 5-10 minutes. But the difference with that is that they'd always find you, right? They would always come to you, basically. So I think I only played in the beta of Star Wars, so Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would come to. Yeah, I'm sure I just send my guy out on missions. Because I had a couple of companions, and I can send them out on missions, so I always kept one with me and sent one on missions. I always kept the sort of like the big hulky guy with me. Of course, if you didn't play Star Wars, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. So, anyway, just because he was like a bad dude and I was a Sith, and always trying to get like always choosing dark side stuff, and he kind of liked that, so I stuck with him most of the time. I sent my robot off on quests or whatever missions. They're mostly profession stuff. I guess the garrison's gonna end up being a lot the same. So, oh, the world server's still down. I can't show you how fun this stuff is. So, yeah, so the garrisons, yeah, so I mean, I I hope that it doesn't sort of become annoying. Like, I hope you don't sort of get that feeling that, like, you, oh, I have to finish, I have to go and hand it, get that next quest, that next mission sent out. Like, I kind of hope there's like a maximum. You know, like, you know, if you go back so many times a day, you basically will be able to get all of your missions done. I kind of hope that's how it works. I hope there's, because right now it kind of seems unlimited. Like, there's like this, every time you go back, you can send out another one. Like, if you go back so far. Now, I haven't gone back in a while because this morning, when we went in, my wife and I, we both went into our garrisons, and we just, the place was empty. It was like we were totally phased out of it or something. So we didn't get to do any of that today, really. Oh, every time you just log in, it's like, oh, that mission's complete. Yay! My mission's complete. Okay. So, what do you want me to do about it? Well, doesn't look like I'm getting into this today. What else do I want to say? So, I'm going around on my Guardian Druid, right? As far as I can tell, if anybody's interested in Guardian Druids, it's pretty much exactly like Guardian Druid is now on live, except there's no swipe, but there's no cooldown on Thrash. So basically it's one less button and you basically got the same thing going, which is great. One less button. That means that when I sit there and tap, because basically is what I do. I put my fingers on 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just sit there and go broom, broom, broom. So before I was like broom, 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 and whenever Tooth and Claw came up, I would like, oh, click, and hit Maul, because I had like Lacerate and Thrash and Mangle, and then Swipe, and then over here was Maul. So, and then I would like click cool whenever I needed a heal. I would just click it, whatever. With defensive cooldowns, the same thing. I just click it. Taunt, I would just one to the left, whatever. That's easy. And it was still pretty simple, but now I just do this, and you know, Maul, whenever Tooth and Claw comes up, Maul it's just easier to hit because I got to stretch less because I got one less button. I like it. Much easier. World server still down. Damn, what timing? That really sucks. Well, hopefully I'll be able to get to it next time. So hopefully, I haven't tried my mage yet. I should try it and see how it's doing, at least the frost spec. And I'd really like to get on my paladin to see how that is, because that thing's got way too many buttons. Way too many buttons. My Guardian Druid on live has less buttons than the paladin on live for sure. At least it seems that way. I don't know. And they just seem quicker and faster. And it's like less, but less cool. Like Pallies seem to have more abilities with longer cooldowns, but bears just keep hitting the same thing over and over again. And honestly, for someone with, if you've listened to me before, you know that my dexterity is not super great on the keyboard, so it's nice to have less buttons to push. So I'm curious to see what happens with the paladin if I could ever get it copied over. So anyhow, and I'm interested in seeing what happens with the mage too. I should get on there, but I just been trying to level and see where it goes. On the bear, I've been, grouping up with my wife, and she's on her chamois, and we've just been doing that. So just maybe every once in a while, if you want to just click on my Twitch channel just to see if I'm on, you could see me and my wife hopefully questing in the beta, if it ever comes back up, because right now I got nothing. And so I guess I should talk a little bit about this whole thing about changing the cities, the main cities. So if you hadn't heard before, that this the old Black Temple, what we know of as the Black Temple, which is now Karabor, well, not now, 30 years ago, whatever it was, in Draenor, in the beta, it's this big, Draenei city. And that was, the original plan was to have that as the Alliance capital. And the Horde was supposed to have, in Frostfire Ridge, some big spire, great ogre, big ogre thingy. Again, a big, nice place. So, apparently they decided that the lore doesn't really work on that, and they're going to put outposts next to Ashran for each faction. Which is okay, but I guess it depends. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Are we still going to be going back to Stormwind for all of our other stuff? Is there going to be an auction house somewhere? Or, because I mean, what? I think in Shat, Dalaran, I know there's an auction house in Dalaran now, but I don't think there was at the start. I think eventually they put one in where all the vendors are, or the Valor vendors, or whatever whatever they were at the time. But generally speaking, they didn't really put auction houses in those in the new places. Like there's none at the Vale. So unless you're an engineer. And I think that's how it started too in Dalaran. They had it, but now everybody can use it. But it just, so I probably end up going back to Stormwind anyway. But the thing is that they're gonna put all this work into Karabor and this big ogre spire place for the Horde. It seems weird that they're not going to want to have it as some kind of central hub of some sort, because it's like really nice and blah 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 blah, and like so is Exodar, right? But nobody goes there because why? It's just a hassle. These things are on the edges of the worlds, and nobody wants to go there. But if it was a place you had to go, it would kind of make more sense. Now, on the other hand, I kind of wouldn't want my major city to be on the edge of the world unless the flight paths were really, really good. Really good. Which, so far, from what I could tell, they are. They're working really well. They're pretty straight lines, as far as I could tell. Actually, it was kind of funny because from my garrison, I had a flight path to this Wind Reaver Rest or something, and then I had another one to this other big sort of village. But when I went from my garrison to the big village, it went to Wind Reaver. It looked like I was landing, so I came in for landing, and all of a sudden I was ported to the other village. Now I don't know if that's going to go live I don't know if that's just like a bug, but if that's like real, it's going to be like cool. Now, but again, they could just be doing that for beta, but I have no clue. So, anyways, this whole time I've been talking, I've been trying to load into the beta, and I can't. So, no love for casual encounters today. Now that I have all this wonderful software that I could switch back and forth and do all kinds of fun stuff, look at that. See? I can play, but that's what I have, so I'm not loading in. And you can still see me, my ugly face, and that's about it. So I can do this, I can do this. It's fun. Nice fun stuff. Yeah. So anyway, looks like that's about it for today. I will try to do some more state of the beta stuff if anything interesting comes up, more garrison stuff or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. Have fun playing World of Warcraft, people.